UFC owner endeavored to buy sports betting firm OpenBet for $1.2 billion. And you got to think about it. I mean, Endeavor is probably making so much money off of the UFC. It's absolutely insane. So Endeavor Group Holdings Incorporated, the owner of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, or the UFC, will buy sports betting firm OpenBet from Scientific Games Corp for $1.2 billion in cash and stock, the company said on Monday. Endeavor, whose shares were up nearly 9% in extended trading, said the acquisition will strengthen its position in the sports betting industry, and it comes at a time when the online gambling space has been seeing frenetic deal-making. And last week, British gambling firm Entain said it had received a takeover proposal from U.S. fantasy sports betting company DraftKings, valuing it at $22.4 billion. So demand for online betting has boomed during the pandemic as customers took to playing from home when casinos and betting shops were off limits. The OpenBet deal, which is expected to close in the second quarter of 2022, will be financed through $1 billion in cash and $200 million worth of Endeavor's Class A common stock, the company said. Which, it's going to be like absolutely insane, right? But this is also not really that surprising because Endeavor is probably milking so much money out of the UFC right now that they could easily start making some even bigger and bigger and bigger deals. Because the thing is, I'm pretty certain UFC is on track to become one of the largest sport, basically, sectors in the world, right? Because everyone loves fighting. There's just some sort of appeal to it. And also, they're saving a lot of money because they're not really paying much of their fighters really anything. When you really break it down, right? It's getting to the point where there's some fighters having to rely on doing OnlyFans because they're not getting paid enough money to basically live off. That's crazy when you really think about it. But then again, you also gotta, put some responsibility on the fighters. If the fighters can't sell tickets or bring enough ticket sales directly, then the UFC, Endeavor, can't really justify spending more money to pay these fighters because these fighters are not bringing people to actually pay to watch them, right? This is another whole, discussion between, the whole, Jake Paul, Logan Paul kind of thing with their whole, boxing thing. The reason why they're able to make so much money is because they are able to get paying individuals to pay them to see them win or lose, right? But there's a lot of UFC fighters that are skilled, but they are not capable of bringing paying human beings to actually pay to see them win or lose, right? They might have a lot of fans, but that does not mean that their fans are paying fans, right? This is also the exact same situation with the whole failure of the whole Social Gloves fight. A lot of those people had fans, right? A lot of them had millions of followers, but a lot of their followers are on the younger side, and of course the younger side of the population are not going to be more likely to spend money to see someone fight. The older generation most likely will, because the older generation typically likes to see a pretty darn good fight. And that's the thing. You got to really pay attention to that sort of stuff. By the way, if you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 40inbox.com.